like MotoGP speed. Doing a wheelie at 140 mile an hour. First, second, third, fourth. That is so fast, isn't it?
Okay, another stressful week. Dyno's playing up all the time. It's taking me hours and hours to do 2-3 dyno pulls. Dyno Pro are sending me some new bits next week, so I can't do any more dyno work, but we managed to get Steve's bobber on the dyno with the Delkovic, or Deklovic, whatever way you pronounce it. It's a horrible word to say. Exhaust on. So he's got the latest Supercharger additions with the big plenum, bigger pipe work, and with the stock exhaust with slip-ons, we had 140 horsepower. And although I've still not finished because I can't keep working on something that's taking me hours and hours, I've got to wait until I can get the dyno sorted. We've had one good pull on it, and we are making close to 160 horsepower. So the blue run is where we were before, and Steve will be very pleased to see such an awesome gain. Look at that. That's pretty damn good. So yes, nearly 160 horsepower. So that will make him smile. He just needs to finish the job, make sure it's 100% safe, do a test ride, job will be done. So hopefully next week this will be out the door. Same goes with Nigel's Rocket 3. He had an oil leak on the front. We fixed the oil leak. He got a stalling issue, so we've got to get some road work done to get rid of the stalling issue. It's just a temperamental bottom end problem that seems to plague these Rocket 3s, but we'll get there on that as well. ZZR, because of the problems we've had, we haven't touched the ZZI since it's been here, but we will be checking that out. I would say not next week, but the week after. You might notice the Rage Buggy's gone. There's no Rage Buggy. We finished the Rage Buggy, even though it had an early ZZR motor on it. And was a very tired engine, nearly 20-year-old engine. We limited the boost on it, and he went away with 265 horsepower of the wheels. That's pretty good when you consider the losses of the big tyres and the drivetrain, etc. on a buggy compared to a bike. So 265 was pretty good. I'm hoping that he'll have fun with it before he blows it to pieces. So that's another one. Harley M8 Softail narrow tyre version. We have now completed the Supercharger kit for this. So now we have M8 Touring, M8 Softail narrow tyre, M8 Softail wide tyre. We've got low boost, high boost and race boost combinations. So we can get up to like 22 pound of boost. We can go down as low as 8 pound of boost. And we can give you from 130 horsepower, and with the right mods and the race spec, you'd probably see 350 to 400 horsepower. Got to be a big motor, but you know the combinations are there where you can get some really serious horsepower for the drag racers in the US, etc. We've got a great drivetrain now for it, and we run our own crank bolt. So it's a T70 Torx crank bolt, but this is heat treated, precision made bolt, which runs in line with the crankshaft. So if the crank, like it should be when you're racing or when you're putting a lot of power, the crank is true and running true, then this will run spot on. It will cater for probably up to 4 or 5 thousandths of eccentricity, but it won't wear out because it's tool steel, and we're running a tool steel spigot. So with oil in there, it'd be like a pair of gears running together. and there won't be any wear issues. Really happy with that solution. Got there with it today. The touring bike was a bit more of an issue, but we've got a solution for that, utilising the same parts. So yeah, really pleased with that kit. And the 3 guys that are waiting, we should have those shipped out early part of next week. We're just waiting for a bit of powder coating to be done. Trying really hard to get them out the door. You saw us with the SuperBusa with the long swing arm. I ran an MTC slider clutch, hand slider, and I thought that the base setting that was in there was a good setting to have. But we went to the track last Saturday and we fried the clutch. Didn't realise it was a clutch letting go. Thought we had a misfire, but the misfire was actually, it was coming up onto the rev limiter so hard the tacho was behind it. So didn't realise that was whacking the limiter. So got some work to do. It was a real push to get the bike to the track last time, especially with the dyno not working and not being able to set things up properly. So we're not going to the track again half-cocked. We're going to go to the track fully prepped. We've got a month to get it prepped. Need to buy some more clutch plates, change of oil, change of filter. I think the engine would be fine. The oil seems okay. But we'll change it anyway because of the clutch. So that's where we are with that one. Look what we got here. The Niken is not complete anymore. We've got the motor out. We're putting the rods in, pistons in, talking up the head bolts to more. We had some great fun when we unpackaged the JE pistons. You'll see when we put the video together, you'll see this before it was machined. So basically, JE put exhaust valve pockets in, but didn't put these in. I've had to put the inlet valve pockets in because JE must have had a tool drop out and didn't inspect, so there was no valve pockets. So I've had to set up a jig and machine and put the valve pockets in for them. So the Yamaha Niken 850 motor is having JE pistons and acrylo rods because we're supercharging it. And we know from history that the MT09 motor is an eggshell. We've already built one and thrown a con rod many years ago, so we won't trust a forced induction motor without putting some decent rods and pistons in. So we've got these JE pistons. Lower compression because we're going forced induction. And here we are. And there you go. And can you see the deliberate mistake? Where's the valve pockets, JE? No valve pockets. They've done the relief there and there, which is to do the same as this, to relieve the hot spot that would occur with the valve pocket. But the valve pocket isn't there. So thanks, JE. We've got to do a bit of machining. Make a jig for it. Haven't done in no time. So as JE forgot to put valve pockets in these MT09 pistons, I'm having to do it for them. So we made a little jig and we put some new inlet valve pockets in. That should have been there from JE. Obviously their cutters fell out on their CNC machine and nobody noticed. Hey ho, we get over these problems. So mounts are 35.5mm apart, and they are pockets 3mm deep, at a valve angle of 13 degrees or thereabouts. So I've made this little jig so that I can get ourselves out of the shit. So JA, you owe me a few quid. Nice Crillo rods. Look at that, 1,000 quid's worth of rods going into a Niken. Each to his own. This should fly. We should see 160 horsepower. It made 107 on our dyno as it came in. It's got nice exhaust on it. I would think we'll see 160 versus 107. He's got everything going on here. He's got wires for wires and wires and wires and wires and wires and wires. There must be 10 kilos of wiring on it. He likes his lights, obviously. He's put titanium bolts in the around the engine cases. He's spent a few bob on it. It's a lovely looking thing when it's all together. I can't wait to have a go on it, to be honest. I think it'd be great. So that's where we are with that. My Roken special. Been playing with this today to get the final drive dimension sorted out on the bolt and spigot. That's all done now. Haven't been used for some time, so the battery had gone down the pan, so I went and invested in 330 quid's worth of empty box, I think it is. There's nothing in it, but it's meant to be the business. And I've used these quite a lot, and they seem to be pretty good, and they last well. But that in itself must have saved 5 kilos of battery in weight. So it should go even faster. Well, so we'll get that in, get that sorted. Have a bit of fun in the weeks coming. If it stops raining. If it stops raining. What else have we got left? Billy's Bobber. Not Bobber. Billy's FX DR. So we had issues with running secondary injectors with a separate module to run the injectors, and we found out what the problem was, and I got stuck into this, and I wanted to give Billy his bike back as soon as I could. It's been with us a long time. So I was cracking on with it on the dyno. Dyno was playing up. But then I got a good run out of it, and as it came down to idle, it didn't. It just stopped. And we lost spark. The spark had disappeared. So we checked the coil pack, we checked the crank trigger, we checked the fall-over switch, we checked bits and bobs. Couldn't get it to spark. Obviously checked the plugs, you know, pretty well everything. And we didn't have a spark. So I thought, what can I put in place of the ECU? I don't have another ECU. I'm not going to buy God knows how much ECU from Harley just to see if it's the ECU. And I remembered I had a Thundermax ECU. Here we go. So this Thundermax ECU, which was for a touring bike that I had back in 2017 when we first started doing the superchargers for the M8s, and I set a map up in that, and the bike went very well. So I thought, nothing ventured, nothing gained. I'll stick it on. Bam, straight away, spark. So I've been in touch with Thundermax. They say that I can use this. They've given me some links to sort out his gear position sensor so that I can give him a full dash. The only problem is I can't map it or fine tune it, because this is pretty good. I can't fine tune it until the dyno's working, and it's just doing my head in. So yeah, so this is very close to completion, and we are actually getting a long way with a lot of jobs, and it's pleasing to see. I just want some good weather so that we can go out and enjoy the bikes. It's all right making all these bikes go fast, but I want to go out there and have a bit of fun in the sun. Maybe next week. Anyway, what have we got in my pocket? What have I got in my pocket? Oh yeah. Honda S2000. Rotrex have now come out with a counterclockwise rotating C3094 and a P version, which has got a different impeller. And this gives us a lot more boost. So because of our design, which is probably the only really good supercharger kit out there, we've been selling it now for 20 years near on. And it's really good, but we have to run a double-sided belt and extra pulleys so that we can point the supercharger towards the front of the car so that everything fits and it works really well. But it's very complicated. Now with Rotex bringing out a counterclockwise supercharger, we can now simplify the kit beyond belief. And I'm hoping that we can offer customers a really good tuning package, C3094P, simple belt run, simple bracket, probably charge cooled instead of intercooled. That way it'll be easier to install. And I think we can even do it maybe without even taking the bumper off. So that's the next project. So what do you know? We've got the real thing. So not only have we got a supercharger kit for an S2000 to work on, but we've got the car to put it on. So we're going to go for a little spin. This car's a 2009 GT100 number 72. And it's not in bad nick, it's done 90,000 miles, but the clutch sounds good, the engine sounds good. If anybody knows about these motors, they know the clutches rattle, but this feels really sweet and smooth, and I'm really pleased to have it here to work on. We'll probably have to replace the clutch if we make enough power. Anyway, we're going to see what she does as stock as it can be. 2 up, because Davey's going to come and video this. And then we'll do the same again when we get the supercharger. What? An S2000, 2 up. She's been chipped. I don't know what's been done. I know that the VTEC is coming in at 4,000 instead of 6.8, so that's too low really. But as far as going fast, it won't make any difference at the top end. I do love these cars. I think it's my favourite all-time car. You listen to this induction noise when I change down and boot it. She screams and screams. That was only 8,000 revs, there's still another 1,100 to go. They're lovely, aren't they? They're just lovely. Well, thanks for watching. YouTube's growing, Facebook's growing, Instagram's growing, TikTok's growing. Like and subscribe if you like what we do. Weather's changing, we're going to get some decent road footage and racing footage, and all this new stuff coming on. Should be really exciting to watch. Onward and upward.